Welcome everybody, and big happy Thanksgiving to all of you. I would just like to say thank you all for joining us here. Really means a lot. This is a pretty big holiday here in the United States. I will be going on a binging fest today. I will be getting fat. I will be eating the living bejesus out of as much food as I possibly can today. I will throw all inhibitions out the window. Seriously, everything is going down into my belly like crypto did on the 14th, right? It is going down today. So I would just like to say thank you, everybody. I have to say, I kind of feel that my tweet was a little bit maybe inappropriate, maybe too soon to be putting that up there. This right here, I thought it was hilarious. These coming like a butterball. I felt like this is kind of the best way to describe going into this holiday with crypto. I feel like a giant wrecking ball was just taken to us, and it was kind of appropriate. I hope some people understood my dark humor in that, but that was kind of funny. So here we are, and let me see. Let me pull my chat back up. I just lost my chat for some reason. There it is. And let me get this party going here. So in order, we're making some changes over to the channel. I'm trying not to make this more confusing. I'm trying to make it more. So this is on one of the changes we made, one of the members. So I have all of these new channels coming, our training ground, our world economy videos. I have those already in there, but I will be adding individual things in all of the my office just got raided by a munchie eating minion. Dad, feed me. So I'm going to try to make this video quick because I do have family, people coming over, and friends. So I will be going as quickly as I can. So back to what I was saying. So I will be, I've added all of these. I will start to drop all my videos inside of here. I will also drag, drop, and pin my actual charts. So just you guys, you'll all be able to check this out a lot easier. I apologize. It's hard to go back through what we have right now. So I'm going to make it easier. Yes, no, my trading view charts will also be pinned here. So what I'll do is I'll have my the actual trading view charts pinned in here, so you guys, the members, can see those actual charts. You guys can play with them. You'll be able to move them around, such on and so forth. Okay, and I'm trying to make it easier. It's hard to go back for everybody. All right, so we're gonna get right into this where we're at today. So listen. I have been saying, and I put up there a little while ago, and I think I deleted. I said, oh, there it is. If it's a pennant, a flag, we're screwed, right? This is going down. So good news is we have gone into a symmetrical triangle right now. So we've moved into a symmetrical triangle right here, right? In this symmetrical triangle, still flaggish right now. The good news is on a symmetrical triangle, if you break up higher, substantially higher. If you break down, you do not break down as much. And I have the chart that shows this. Give me 1 second. I do have a very nice infographic that shows the mechanics of a symmetrical triangle. There it is. There it is. Okay. So there's a symmetrical triangle right there, and then let me find the one I'm looking for. Where is my symmetrical triangle thing? Hello, symmetrical triangle thing. There it is. Okay, got it. So you can see in a symmetrical triangle, when you break up from a symmetrical triangle, you break up higher. When you break down from a symmetrical triangle, you break lower. You don't break as low, I should say. So the fall is usually 57% on average of the distance. So it's pretty much, you can almost take the distance from here to here, and it'll be not quite the entire the run. So usually when you go up, you have a lot of volume, right? So everything for a head and shoulders and for this up wave, it relies on one very simple fundamental, right? And that one very simple fundamental is volume. Okay, so in a head and shoulders, or inverse head and shoulders that we were looking for, right here, that was a possible inverse head and shoulders. The one thing, when you break that line, so we had this down here, this was right down here, like this, and we were kind of looking for this head and shoulders down, there, down, there, down, broke out of it, it was then rejected. Okay, so you then had a rejection. This is usually where the volume comes in, and or you can get a little bit, like we are looking, an invalidation of this will be right breaking over here. You're going to have to break this 40, I would say, let's come over here. I mean, I would really like to break, let's call an invalidation of the head and shoulders, shoulder. Kind of gonna have to be even in here like 4,300-ish, right? You're gonna have to be 4,300 to really violate this head and shoulders, because you're coming here. There's your shoulder, or your, yep, shoulder there. See, at what point do you have to come over here? So this starts to really, see this? You start to really violate this thing. See, because you just see this, you just can't do this, right? You just can't. You're starting to go out of your shoulder right there. You're starting to blow this shoulder out already, because you just can't come back this far, right? Because, you know, what are you going to do? You just can't. You've pretty much blown out that head and shoulders right there already. So that was a possibility if we would have found that volume to carry us up and through. But, you know, this is a lot tougher to make a head and shoulders right here. And if this gets blown out and moves sideways a little bit more, you're definitely going to blow this head and shoulders out, right? Because you can't pull this back together here, right? You're going to have to go like this, like that, right? Something like this. So you're going to have to start moving this out, and this becomes a really awkward head and shoulders with this wick right here, right? This wick right here just kind of throws it out, so you really start to kind of lose the structure. See, now you're losing the structure of this head and shoulders. Makes this head and shoulders a lot tougher. The inverse head and shoulders a lot tougher to make. So now I've always been counting out this is a rising wedge or a pennant or a flag, and now you see you're kind of, so we got to go back to this. So there's your symmetrical triangle here, right? And now what you're looking for is you're just looking for a continuation of a symmetrical triangle, whether up and or down. Now we are coming into a decision point, and you can see, I mean, we're at the very, very tippy top. Usually it doesn't like to make it all the way into this tippy top right here in order to fall out. So this is, you know, a little suspect that this pattern could be over, right? I'm not completely satisfied with this inverted head and shoulders right here, because I feel, or with the symmetrical triangle or anything else, any other pattern that is played out right here, I'm not completely sold on them until we get a better idea of, hold on a second, I'm going to jump this real quick. Until we have a better idea of breaking down. Like, you really got to break down here deep. You got to get down here to like 4,100. And if it stops there, then what I'll do is and we get a bounce, I'll just stretch this out and I'll go back to looking for the flag, right? This will just become a flag right here instead of a symmetrical triangle, right? So you got the symmetrical triangle there. But then what you do is you just kind of, you got to always be adjusting your TA accordingly until you get, you know, you invalidate everything. So I just kind of, so what I want to do is I want to try to line myself up with this top line and just kind of create this channel right here. So there's my channel. Now we come down, we bounce off here, and now we're going to have to start having a little bit of talk about, okay, are we going into a flag pattern now? And if with this flag pattern, how do flags work? You know, now you have to, you're looking at back at the flag target, right? There to there, there to there. With a symmetrical triangle target, you're going to be shorter. Okay, so you're going to be a little bit shorter on a symmetrical triangle because you're going to go from here really to here. Okay, so you're going to take this distance from here to here. Make this nice and chunky. I'm going to make it red, right? And then you're really going to come down here and say, okay, is this my symmetrical triangle? Well, there would be my target for my symmetrical triangle relatively, right? So relatively speaking, this would be your symmetrical triangle target right into here, right in this box right here. Nope, triangle. I get my triangle target. So this would be your symmetrical triangle target right down here. Right, and there we go. Now this is probably a really bad idea that this is red. Let's make this a different color. How about that? Everybody's gonna look at my chart and think the sky fell out. Purple. Okay, so there would be your symmetrical triangle target. In fact, let's do this. Bam. Make that purple. And then what we'll do is we'll make this also purple. And this purple. Okay, so there you have it. There you go. So now you have your purple symmetrical triangle right there, right? Now I have to say, this is very bearish, and let me give you my few reasons why this is bearish, and is simply, it just comes down to volume, okay? So right here, what do we have? We have MEX, we have, so we have our MEX, here's a MEX, Phoenix, and Coinbase, right? So we've got 3 exchanges all up, and we're going to go look at the basic fundamentals, excuse me, of what we need to be looking for here, okay? Now, this would have been a nice little reversal candle, and I probably would have been looking for this to pull back up, but you see that's just not what happened, right? So we're going to take a look. Now, our volume was falling out here on our, so let's start, we're going to work our way all the way down. Let's start at the 4-hour candle. Right, so our 4-hour candles over here on Coinbase show that the price was dropping and the volume was dropping also at the same time, right? So the price was dropping, so this is actually bullish. So the price was dropping and it was going bearish and your volume was dropping, so this should have been, then you got this bullish pump out of here, right? And now you can have a bearish continuation pattern. Now looking at Coinbase, this is actually bullish, right? But look over here, look at Phoenix, this is very bearish. So your bearish volume was going up. You did get this rejection tick volume bar, but now you have a continuation of that same thing. MEX, a lot of bearishness over on MEX. This is bearish volume with bearish price action, right? So you have 2 indexes that are showing a lot of bearishness over here. Okay, so the 4-hour, we have MEX and Phoenix, super bear volume, and PA. Okay, now we're going to run this up to the 6-hour. Same thing, and the same thing. So the 6 hour is all the same. There's nothing changed. Now you got this beautiful reversal candle. Right, back, what was that, 2 candles ago, a couple candles ago, really nice reversal candle, right? So the 6 hour, had that. All right. Now, when I look at this, the first thing I'm doing is I'm looking for more volume, right? And we're just not getting it. Our volume is just not picking up down here. I'm not seeing any substantial falling volume. I see bearish volume climbing with these bearish volume bars, but I really want to see another spike, a couple more really good, strong bearish bars and or some strong bullish bars to really see where we're at. I mean, right now we just went into range trading and we're resetting indicators. And what we can do by that is we can just go back and let's dig into our indicators. While we're doing this, here's our indicators, right? We've come a long way off the bottom with a lot of this, right? This, like, look at how far this thing came off the bottom. This is pretty substantial. This is a good climb right here. You were so deep and you came all the way back up. Like, you were down at 80, at 70, 80, you were at 80. This climbed all the way up to 46, right? That's a huge climb, but you had this is bearish. So when your indicators are going up and your price action remains the same or is dropping, this is bearish, right? This is just loading up for another dump right here. And you see a lot of your indicators are trying to roll back over right now, especially on the 6 hour. Right? And look at the setup for this, right? If this does roll back over, you see you have another hump down. I'm not saying this is going to roll over right here, but this does look very, very bearish, right? Very bearish indeed. I'm not liking this. If you're in a long, I am in a hedged long. I'm still chilling like a villain in my short from 4,600. So I did pull that back over here. I did not catch the top of this. It's not what happened. I actually pulled my short back over here. And then I am sitting in that short, right? Spinning top at the top on the 12 hour. Good reversal candle. We talk about how we like spinning tops. Now, this is significant when I zoom into this 12-hour chart, right? When I look at this 12-hour chart, man, I mean, just bearish hanging man candle, right? 12-hour, lots of bearish signs, right? 1, hanging man, right? 2 would be the spinning top, right? 3 would be the bearish volume, right? On Phoenix, right? The only chart I see with bearish volume bars would be Phoenix. So that would be right here. This is very bearish. We're still working this daddy out, and it's got a long time to go, but this is looking bearish. Okay, so we've still got 5 hours left in this day. So 5 hours, this is super bearish, working its way to possibly being a more bearish candle. So there's bearish volume on all 3 that will break the previous, right? So you're on track to break this previous bearish volume bar right here. Okay, so let's really keep an eye on that and see how this plays out. But this is a bearish candle combo setup. So you bounced off here, spinning top, long-legged doji, hanging man, spinning top, both this combo right here. These two, you know, now I would have looked at this almost as a rejection of the bottom. But then this candle says I'm rejecting the top. This candle said I'm doubling that. I say, yes, I agree, I concur. I don't like this, and then we had this little fallout here. Now, in order for this to continually play out, and I'm not exactly, listen, I'm not tickled about this because I would prefer to see an up, down, up. Even if we do a double top, I would much rather prefer to see a double top out of this and then a drop down than to simply drop down right here out of this symmetrical triangle. Dropping down out of this symmetrical triangle, I feel, isn't going to give us enough of a fall to really satisfy the weekly ADX chart. And I'm trying to satisfy the weekly ADX chart to find us a real bottom of baby bull Jesus, right? So you got to go all the way over here to weekly ADX chart. There's our weekly ADX chart, and you can see that we're not even close, right? You got to get down here. This is where baby bull Jesus was found, the white line. You got a long way. Let's just get this damn thing over with. Let's find baby bull Jesus, right? So weekly ADX still not close, right? So the weekly ADX is still not close there, and that's all I'm looking for. I'm just saying, hey, just give it to me. I would like to see a little more up here, and reset these indicators really well, and then let's come back down, right? Then let's come back down for one final little blop, and then we'll go bullish on everything, okay? Yep, so that's what I got. That's on there. And so still charts, I'm going to hold these charts. I'm still going to say this is the same. I'm not going to change. I'd still like to see an A, B, C here. Even if it's a flat C, I'll take it. You know, I want to see one more little peaky up here and then down. I'm just giving you my own personal preferences here. All right, so of what I would like to see, okay? Let's move on. Actually, I need this. Okay, actually, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take this, copy this. One more higher push to print a C wave for me down. This is all right, so what I said is this is basically showing. I put in a push to print a C wave. So what I would like to see, I would like to see one more higher push to print a C wave for me, then down. This is showing bearish volume and not resetting the indicators high enough for me. I don't like the indicators. I want them to go up just a little more. Then let's fall out because we're just so insanely deep. We're going to move on with this. Tether still just chunking along. I do want to see, let me see, I want to go back to this chart. I want to check the daily, right? God, this daily is killing me here, right? I just don't like this damn daily. I want to come up a little bit more and reset this daily to a green one, right? This is what I mean. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. I want to reset this. Now, here's the thing. You're created a rising wedge, clear rising wedge right here, right? Another rising wedge. Now, if we just stay here for the next 5 hours and just kind of just chill out like a villain right here, we're going to post up another spinning top candle, right? Now, this is not creating a perfected 9. So this is an imperfected 9 where the 9 is higher than the previous here, the 7. So all this is doing is making a rising wedge, which is showing weakness in the market and ready for another potential dump down. So this is weak. This also clearly shows a symmetrical triangle in here and or a bearish pattern, right? If we move one more day sideways, so we put one more sideways candle in here, it's just going to give us one more reason to say, okay, this is not looking good. This would be a much clearer definition of like here, look at 1, 2, 3, 4, done. right? You just moved into this sideways bearish pennant, and it just fell right out. Like we're doing the same thing. A little more volume just because we've fallen so damn far, and we fell on a lot of support. We showed you that support over on this chart right here. So here's your support. This pink line right here shows your confluence, your exactly historical support line. This is on the weekly. So we came down, pegged this, right? Pegged it to the dollar. Over here, a little not so okay-ish. I mean, this is okay-ish. You could have gone just a tick lower and hit over in USDT, and you would have found a little bit more confluence right there. But like low side, 63 still, 36, sorry, 36, 36, 36.56. You got a lot of, you know, there's your next support level down, 36.56, and then 32 and 28. Let's just call that 3K. Right, so I like this. This is a great support level right here. When you did hit this before, look, you came up, you got a little rejection of it, and then it bounced out, right? It said, okay, down, and then up, and then down again, and then up. And I can see us doing the same thing. So listen, we're doing almost the same pattern. I'm going to draw this in here, but it's the inverse, right? So we hit the pink line. We then came down. We then tested the pink line again, right, with the next candle. Right, we came up, tested the pink line, came down, and then came up again. And let's spread this out so I can show you here a little easier on what played out here. Okay, so here we came up, tested the pink line, got rejected. Okay, right, and then look at we broke through, so then we broke through the pink line, came back down, tested it again, bounced, fell down again, hit the pink line, bounced down again, and then broke through it. Okay, so what are we doing over here? Let's take a look. So came down, so we basically came down, tested the pink line. We have already bounced in this weekly candle, right? Now, are we going to test this again one more time and then bounce up, right? And then bounce down, then bounce up, then break through. So you see, this is kind of what happened here. And in fact, this should have gone here and then here, right? And you get the reciprocal pattern that played out on both sides. Okay, so you get the same inverse reaction to both sides using your supports and resistances. So there's your top, there's your top. This support would turn into this resistance would then turn into resistance over here also. And you know, and or your support. There's your support down there. So take a look at how deep that went. So there is how deep that went right there. Now you got the wick there, you got the wick there. So you do look at all these wicks back here. This is why I show a lot of strong support here. And then hopefully that will get us a very nice bounce out. Okay, so we could play out something just like this right here. Hopefully this is what plays out and not, let me do this. And not, oh, no, that's not what I wanted. And not bounce down, right? Come all the way down here, and then bounce up, and then bounce down, and then bounce up, right? This could also play out right here. Now, this would find us our baby bull Jesus on the weekly, I feel. So on the weekly, I feel this kind of move would get us all the way down to baby bull Jesus, where we're looking to find him, okay? All right, we're going to scooch along here. And, excuse me, sorry. And RSI just struggling. Like this had come all the way up here, and it pulled all the way back. Excuse me. So we bounced all the way up here, and this is way up here for a minute, and then it pulled all the way back to there. So we got a nice little wick up, and then we just couldn't keep it. Like this was, and then just retraced all the way back down, right? Not looking good. Now, this falls over one more time. You can come down and test lower, and we're going to show you we do have that also on a chart. Sorry. Gotta save this. RSI rolling over again. Okay, and I do have this on a better time frame over here, and we'll go over it with here. Sorry. All right, so here is our 6 hour. We're going to go to our 4 hour. So here is our 4 hour RSI. So if you break down your 4 hour RSI, you see we're in this ABCDE pattern, right? And this looks like an ABCD pattern to me, looking to fall out one more time. Let's go to the 6 hour. So we're going to go to 6 hour. So 6 hour looking very similar, right? We can throw another trend line in here. There it is, right? A, B, C, D, E. Got rejected twice off of this top trend line right here. So you see we got knocked off 2 times of this top trend line. So we just came down. Look, we didn't even hit there. And I might even take this and go like this. And that would be my 6 hour. There's your 6 hour right there. Like it tried to break out. And you know what's funny is you see this little teeny tiny breakout here. If we go back and we look at the price action, you know, we had that little tick out when we showed you this tick out right here of how this should have been, or it was, let's get over there, damn it. Kind of like this, and you see this tick out right here where we ticked out of that volume area. So when we ticked out of that volume area, this could have been this break and ride of the top of that right there. So kind of broke and rode the top of that just a little bit. So another rejection. Look, rejected, came down, rejected again, trying to roll over to the downside. All right, let's go up to the 12 hour, see what we got on the 12 hour. We're going to take this down. Now the 12 hour is a little more interesting right here. It's a little harder to play out this 12 hour than anything. I mean, you really you broke through that wedge right there, right? You're kind of got to do something like this, right? Like this. And a reason I don't like this is I would like to see this play out, kind of more of a flag pattern right here. Personally, I would like to see a little more of a flag pattern that I could throw up here. Something kind of like that right there. You know what I'm saying? Like this flag pattern, come down here, bang. So you get an A, B, C, D, E, and then a fallout, right? I would prefer to have this go A, B, C, D, E, and then fall right out here one more time, because we just haven't we're not high enough to fall out to make the weekly ADX chart, wherever that is. Where are you at, damn it? Right here. We're not high enough for this weekly ADX chart to fall down to make a second coming of baby bull Jesus just with this chart alone. This thing would literally have to fall out to zero. I have to come all the way, and I don't even think falling all the way to zero would do it, really. I mean, I don't even think if you fell all the way up to zero that you would be able to accomplish finding the bottom on the weekly ADX chart. So I'm just going to pull this back here. And there's that. Okay. Screwed up my, it's all right, lock that in place. Screwing up my symmetrical triangle. Okay, all right. Let's cruise along. I'm trying to get this done as quickly as possible. All right, so now we talked about this bounce area down here. I don't like this. The thing I am looking for now, unfortunately, and I don't like the idea of this, is it's the probability of throwing in a J-hook is so hard down here because it usually doesn't happen. A J-hook. So the J-hook pattern, this deep, I need to look at another exchange to see if I can find it this deep. Right? I don't know if the J-hook pattern can happen here. And the J-hook pattern here, this is a J-hook, come up, down, and then die. Right? This is what, there's a J-hook right here. This is a J-hook pattern. Come up, broke bullish. This is a J-hook, down, up, down. See the hook? There's the hook. There's the hook. Came down, hooked, died. Down, hook, died. Hook. Now this is not a J hook. I don't consider it a J hook unless it breaks the indicator line. So your blue line has to break your orange line to be a valid J hook pattern in order to break more bearish, and or in this case this one just broke bullish. So right here I'm waiting to see. Now it's hard to, I haven't seen, and this chart doesn't have enough history on it because it's a Binance chart, I believe, but so Binance doesn't have the history to go back far enough to see if we get J-hook patterns out of this deep. Usually when you get this deep, it's a J-hook pattern with a bullish move. It's always a J-hook pattern. Look, J-hook, bullish move. J-hook, bullish move. I'm just not, I don't know how well a J-hook is going to work out in this situation. So what we'll do is we'll go back over here and we'll look at the J-hook patterns, right? So look, J-hook, bullish move, bearish continuation. J-hook, bullish move, bearish continuation, big bearish continuation. Okay, so if there is a J-hook here, this J-hook pattern, based on these two previous low J-hook patterns, would equal, if this is a J-hook, this equals bearish. Right? Like super bearish. Okay? Based on both of these lower J-hook patterns, right? So you broke higher, but you still had way farther to go. Broke higher, still had way farther to go. So because what this allows for is you have more top side on this that allows you for more downside. Okay? So look, this came up. This did your J-hook. Clear. You broke again. And then you came up and then you really died out. Look at this. This whole move up here was just flatlined and then it died out again. So this would be very, very bad, right? So the green boxes, come on, don't do that. All right. All right. So, you set your chart up. You can set your chart up and you can follow along just like this. Okay, I'm trying to get this video over with. We've already done that chart. We've already done that chart. ADX is deep. Listen, all our ADXs are deep. They're all deep, right? They're all deep. Here's our 12-hour ADX. I mean, this thing is deep and trying to break again. Now, this can go lower, right? 12-hour ADX can go lower. This is our USDT ADX. Still breaking lower. So our ADX charts, right? All deep. This is USDT. So it's a USDT chart here. Look, there's the purple. The down here, the white is the deepest it goes. So you can't, this is the bottom of the ADX down here. This is the deepest it actually went in previous history, well, in all of history of crypto. So look, the purple line, I mean, the purple line has a lot of bounces and stuff on it, but we're going to see, we got that better on the USD chart. Here is our USD chart right here. So here's our ADX USD, right? ADX USD on support again. So it's on a support again. Okay, so we've came down, we've landed on a support line again on this ADX chart, right? And there it is. We're on this ADX chart line, breaking lower. You do have 2 levels to go lower, and then that's pretty much it. right? But we are in the bottom area. We are 100%, and I will say this again, we are in the daily bottom area, 100%, okay? Now, this will bounce. This wants to bounce. The issue is this is the daily, not the weekly, so it is not baby bull Jesus. Okay, it's clearly not baby bull Jesus, but we would count on a bounce. And looking at the J-hook chart, right? I mean, we're so low on so many indicators. You know, getting a nice little bounce still on the cards. You know, but honestly, I still am looking for downside. But I was just hoping we get a little more upside, then some downside. My heart is broken right now. There's the weekly. Insane. Look at the absolutely insane levels here on the weighted moving average. Insane. Look. Take a look at this. This is our historical volatility chart. Now, the historical volatility chart has done a good job. Look at the green and red vertical lines. Bear 3, bull 1. Okay, so if you look back on these red, green, red, the last times we came up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And came up into this little area here. Okay, what happens when we get a rejection from this area is this is a bearish rejection. This is a bearish rejection. This is a bullish rejection and a bearish rejection. Okay, so I don't know which is which. We're here, we got rejected off this line. Can we keep going on this? Yes, this thing could just break straight through. And, you know, you start to break straight through, you go all the way back to the ugly days, right? And then look, here you go. You came up. You didn't really get near the white area as you did back. You know, you've only used the white area back here as support. So support, and that was it. This white line right here. But, like, when you broke through, like, I mean, it was a sheet show. Look at this thing. Just boom. Look at the run on this. Look at how deep this was. Look at how deep this was. This was the final run here to baby bull Jesus right here. Look at that thing. Hold on. Wait for it. Damn. Right? Holy cow. Holy but Jesus. This was a dump. Like, that was volatility. That's volatility right there. That's the market. And look, we're kind of... Let's just get this thing over with. Let's find baby bull Jesus. Let's make 2019 amazing, right? So this would be just perfect if we could get this big mamma jamma, find our bottom on our weekly, and let Vamp be a straight bull for 2019, right? Yeah, this would be a Christmas gift for all of us if this thing completely tanked out right here. Great, beautiful Christmas gift, okay? So, just throwing a little perspective in here for everyone, okay? Get this out of here. I don't need this, don't need that, I don't need this. But I just want to get a little perspective here for everyone to see exactly what is possible, right? Now, we are so low, I'm still saying, you know, we can get a little bit of a bull pop here, but it's the volume. We don't have any committed buyers. Longs to shorts. Oops, excuse me. Let's take look at all of our let's take a look at all of our longs and see what we have going on here. All right, so here we go. So I like these yellow boxes compared with where we are today. Man, our longs are just taking an absolute poo-poo. Right? Our longs just took a poo-poo. Our shorts are taking a poo-poo. This is a big Thanksgiving dump right here on longs and shorts, right? Everything is going down. No one has any trust in the market. I'm sorry. When you see both longs and shorts go into the toilet, it is bad for crypto because it is people losing confidence in crypto. Right? When people are not, they're like, screw it, I don't want to play the game, right? And this reminds me of a little story of when I was at Disneyland. It's a long time ago, right? I love Disney. I'm going to throw it out there, right? So I was at Disneyland, and we're on this ride, and it was the dinosaur ride. And there's this little kid, and he's like sitting there in the line, and his parents are like, no, it'll be fun. He was probably 8, 9 years old. I don't want to ride the ride. He was just bawling his eyes out. I don't want to ride the ride. Like, they just could not drag this kid on, and they were trying to bribe him with everything, right? I mean, candy and the whole, I'll buy you a toy. He's like, because the parents want to ride the ride. He's, I don't want to ride the ride. And when everybody is selling all their positions, this is just a bunch of crypto kids going, I don't want to ride the ride anymore. Because this has been a roller coaster with a big drop here for a lot of us. And this is the ride, and he's like, I don't want to go on that ride again, right? So the market is losing confidence. And people just, whether it's the holidays, whether it's whatever it is, like, people are doing the smart thing, right? 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 People are doing the smart thing right now, right? Hold on. Wait for confirmation. Right? People are doing the smart thing right now. This is what the smart trader should be doing right now. Being in a position is just no bueno. Okay? It's not a good idea. Right? This is the best thing. Sit on the sidelines. Sit on the sidelines. Wait this baby out. Right? If this thing tanks, we know we're close. Right? Come back in. Go have a good holiday. Come back in when we find out. If we start to take off, people, and the bull run starts to happen, trust me, all you got to do is just, hey, just go in. You'll start chatting with everybody, and you'll quickly find out if this is taken off. But right now, these people are doing the smart thing. This just says these people are making the smart move, and the smart move is to sit on the sidelines. Okay, so we're gonna put that over here. Smart people sitting on the sidelines. And that's what this is. This is smart people. Copy. Paste. Okay. All right. Nobody is in danger of anything. No longs are in danger of anything. No shorts are in danger of anything because there aren't any. Okay? And that's what's happening. This is very smart, right? All right? Smart people are sitting on the sidelines. There we go. Yeah, massive amount of bar. Yeah, so, okay. We'll get into that 1 second. Let me just finish this up, and I'm going to make one final closing point. Weekly marketplaces, daily marketplaces, everything's still bearish. Right? Weekly and daily, still bearish. Okay, basically our 30 MA keeps getting tested over and over and over again. Our monthly, look at the monthly RSI. This is on Phoenix. The monthly RSI has found a new lower low, right? Like, unbelievable. So we've said this over and over. The 30 MA on the monthly is getting banged like a drum. You love it. You're never too old for Disney. RSI deep, still not as deep as it can go. So the RSI can break deep, right? There's nothing that can stop this from just going as deep all the way down to there, right? Which is 26 on the weekly. We're still parked at 33. We got some legs to run. Nothing says it's got to stop. And there, and there, and there. And let's take a look here. All right, and I'm still sticking by this, right? Still sticking by this. This is my chart. I was just talking with one of my buddies last night, and you know, yes, but it dip, even it keeps on dipping. That's right. Now, these are all bounce plays. I will play these for a bounce. This is a hold. Let us be specific, right? Let's be specific. These are my holds right here. I will start holding down in this range, right? I mean, honestly, crypto down to $1,000, I would probably buy $50,000. I'd probably buy 50 BTC, right? BTC gets down to a G, I would buy 50 BTC, right? I would hodl it. I really would. I would. This is, you know, you get down into that, and I would start really hodling, and I don't even want to throw a line down here. I'm just not even gonna. But, you know, you get down, you can start really, because even if you get down into this range right here, this $1,900, this $2,000 range, I feel you have a lot of support, and you'll be able to play the bounces and the dips stronger. I also feel you're gonna have some pretty substantial, support lines that you're gonna have to start to be able to pull off. You're going to run into some fib lines. There's a lot that goes on down here. There's a lot of fib lines you're going to run into that we're going to start to play, and we're just going to run bounces off of them. So, but everything in here, I'm just playing bounces, right? And it's all about volume. You know, you get down here. I think in order to get down into this range, though, I think a lot of things are going to happen. Now, we've talked about the Black Swan event that we went over yesterday. We talked about the Black Swan event yesterday with BitMEX and all those guys and USDT, and I want to end this on just two simple things, right? I want to end this on two little things to go out here for this Happy Turkey Day for everybody, okay? And then I'll pull up a couple alts. So one of the things I want you to all understand is that there's buys and sells that are stacked, right? They're layered, right? They're layered down as you move along. There's these layered buys and sells. And let me pull up a side chart here. All right. So where is my infograph? There's my oscillators. Nope, it's not what I want. Where is the... I want my graph. I want my buys and sells. Anybody know where the hell the buys and sells are? The blocks. I want to see the blocks. I don't know how to pull the blocks up over here. So what you've got is you've got... oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. I just need to pull this down longer. I can't pull this longer. Can't pull this damn thing longer. Right, I want to pull this. How come I can't pull this damn thing longer? All right, what we're going to do is we're going to go this. I still want to see the exchange. All right, here we go. Here's the depth chart. So this is one of, so here's what you've got. So CZ put on a really hilarious thing the other day. And it was about, he basically said, hey, for every buyer, for every seller, there's a buyer. Okay. So for every single seller, there's a buyer. And it's exactly what he said, right? And he says, well, let me tell you who those buyers are. Okay. So what people do is people put blocks. You put block orders, and you should be able to, squeeze this thing up. There it is. There it is. There we go. There we go. Much better. Come on, squeeze it down. Squeeze it. I want this. I want to get as deep out as I possibly can. So what you have is you have ordering blocks that are layered. So these are all preset ordering blocks, right? From this one only goes from 4,300 to 4,475. But as you get out deeper into these blocks, what happens is these are preset buys and sells. And as you can go super deep, you should be able to take this chart all the way down to 3,000. I don't know how to do it. No, see, it won't let me do it. Damn it. Yeah, I want to take this. How do I take this all the way back? Anybody know how I take this baby back? Yeah, anyways, so you can see these are preset order blocks that are all occurring right now, right? So these preset order blocks can go all the way back to 3,000, 1,200, 1,500, right? Make it your whole screen. Got it. Okay, how do I make it my whole screen? How to make it my whole screen. That's what I get. It is my whole screen. I can't go any bigger on this damn thing. Iron seller couldn't mean. I just want to make this thing bigger. How the hell do I make this damn thing bigger, Peak? There we go. Thank you so much. Thanks, Milk. Thank you. All right, so here we go. So we should, yes. All right, so let's see if we can get, see, I want to get deeper, though. How do I get deeper? Right? How do I get the, I want to see the buy orders deeper. Damn it. I'll figure this out. All right. Anyways, yeah, currency. So the idea is you have these buy orders that are set, right? And these buy orders can go super, super deep on you. So people already have buys and sells that are ordered. And yes, you do have people who have like some super deep buy orders, right? Like, you know, like I do. I have a bunch set right now, 3,600, 3,200. So there's a buy wall somewhere with what I have on it. I have my buys that are already laddered in, right? I've got 3,600, 3,200, 3,000, right? And then if it wicks all the way to 2,800, that's fine. And then I have them staggered. So I have those buys that are staggered all the way down there, just like this, right? Right? And I expect to catch a bounce down here. And then I expect this to bounce out of here. And then I will play the bounce off of that, right? So what he was saying is he's saying there's for every buyer, seller, there's a buyer, and they are. But you have to understand that a lot of the buyers in the market right now are bots. So there's millions, thousands, Peak? How many think? Thousands of buyers? Thousands of bots running, I'm sorry. Tens of thousands of bots. I don't even know. 100,000 bots running on exchanges all over crypto. So these bots are just sitting there just buying and selling, buying and selling, buying and selling, buying and selling. They have bags, right? And these bots get dumped on, and bots get liquidated, guys. They do. People think these bots are perfect. They're not. These bots get liquidated just like regular people do. Right? Hundreds of that. There you go. Thomas says 100,000s to millions of bots are running constantly on these exchanges. And what happens is some big whale goes in and he just starts dumping on the bots. right? And these bots literally just get liquidated because they're buying, or they're stuck in a buy order and the bottom falls out. And just like if they're on MEX, I mean, their limit or their stop limits get crushed, and they just get dragged down to oblivion, and they get their bots liquidated. People get them liquidated all the time. You know, usually people don't have a lot of money on a bot, but it's easy to liquidate a 1 Bitcoin bot with a fall like this, because bots like to trade. They do trade with leverage, and they do trade fast and hard, but you can liquidate a bot out pretty quick. So, here you go. You have this big drop right here, and the people that are setting, and all of these are buy and sell orders. You got a ton of them that are down here, and they're definitely buying it up. But remember, a lot of those people also have no freaking clue of what's going on, right? They have no clue. They are no different than the people that bought all the way up here, okay? No, I know they're no different, right? So then the people who bought all the way up here, 20 to 40% of the good scripts, like 15% could actually make bots. Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, so I just want everybody to understand that when bots are buying things up. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, since we're here, let's talk about Coinbase, okay? I'm sorry, let's talk about up here with the important notice you have on MEX. And I went over this yesterday. People are like, panicking, right? So when OneFox got shut down, and OneFox is gone, okay? We just looked at this the other day, okay? So you go to OneFox, right? OneFox.com, right? Closed. Okay, now when OneFox got closed down, they got a letter, they got a warning, they gave plenty of time for everybody to get their money off there, and then that was it. It was pretty easy, right? I mean, it wasn't like, I think people are going to, think the U.S. government's just going to go in and just seize and shut everything down. There's going to be a warning shot fired. There's going to be a letter, you're about, this is it. You got the choice, right? Something, or even worse is there'll be some criminal charges filed. There'll be a letter, and so on and so forth. And then there should be plenty of time for people to get all their money off these exchanges, or just to move to a different exchange. And, and you remember, USDT has been around for a long time. Phoenix has been around for a long time. So investigations into these people, and there's tons of people who are in the system, who've been in the system for a long time. And, those minions that they have, it's going to be easier to go after them because you have time to build a case on them, to where new exchanges that are coming up, and there's a lot of really good ones, like Bit7 looks really good, and I know all the Beasley, I know everybody talks trash about the Beasley exchange, but I actually kind of like it. I mean, I'm not trading on it, I'm not shilling it, but I kind of like the setup they got. It's really cool. They're, finally, I think it's one of the better looking exchanges. Now, I did love OneFox. I really did like OneFox. Super, super easy to trade on OneFox, and I like this a lot. But, you go back over to this, and this is exactly, these guys are just trying to cover their butt. But I don't think the U.S. government's going to just go in and shut them straight down. I think there'll be plenty of time for people to move their money off the exchanges. And remember, all you got to do is just go to another exchange. And, MEX is a nightmare anyways, guys. MEX is an absolute nightmare to trade on, right? Yeah, so, we have a couple guys who are trading on MEX right now, and they're loving it. They're loving it, right? They're loving trading on MEX. I'm 7. They're love trading on Bit7. So there's my shill for Bit7. They can send me something nice, little tip, right? But all right. So listen, that's it for me. I would like to say wait. I will do a couple alts real quick. And we'll finish this out. I'm just gonna keep calling it Bitcoin Cash, right? So Bitcoin Cash came up here. I was looking for an A, B, C, D, E. E got a little bit higher. I'm just going to leave this where it is. I still see this falling out. This E does look like it is falling out here. You've got your BSV, right? BSV is definitely taking way more of a beating than Bitcoin ABC. So Bitcoin ABC is definitely holding up a little bit better. So I still see this. Look, A, B, C, D, E. Now here, the E didn't get up there high enough and we dumped out, right? So you're still in the wedge here. You're still in the wedge here. Now this is a descending wedge. This thing can still bounce out of this, right? I mean, it's possible you could come all the way down here and then get a bounce out. This one is much closer to the bottom of this wedge right here. I'd be watching this one a little more closely. You do have a second wedge if you take this tick and you can go all the way down here. But honestly, what a nightmare. You're all the way down here to 43 bucks, 45 bucks right now. And you know, you're over here, you're at 218, right? So you're at 218. So for those people who bought in all the way up at 600 bucks, sorry about that. Now, here's my issue. Here's Litecoin, okay? And on Litecoin, I'm going to take this all the way to the 4 hour. There was that one, so we fell out of that. We're on another wedge right here. There's your other wedge right there. Close to falling out on Litecoin. Now, I still think Litecoin has one more leg down. It's hard to count this baby out. I was trying to do it yesterday. I was like, this is my lines yesterday. I was like, is this what? I was trying to, is that a 4? Is that a 5? I count that. Right? Now, there you go. This is your trend line support right here for this. But this is kind of, you know, I still think that you have one more leg down here. It's really hard for me to count that. And look, I'm going to put this in my brand new Litecoin. Excuse me. So, you know, you have this. I still count this out as a 1, 2, 3, like this. Right now, if this is a 1, 2, now this is ugly. If you go 1, 2, and then this is 1, 2, 3, 4, looking for your wave 5 of your wave 3, then this thing is super ugly, and we'll have that talk breaking this trend line right here, okay? But this is the count I have right now. The good news is the trend line All right, so the good news is that this is the more bullish count. The bad news is that if you take this to here and something like this was there's your 1, 2, right? There's your 1, 2 right there. So you'd be 1, this is your wave 1, 1, 2, even there, 1, 2, 3, 4, wave 5 right there. And then this would be your 1, right, your 2, and then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's only your wave. This would be your wave 3 technically, and then this would go all the way down to here. This would go maybe something like this, and then this would go maybe something like that. Right? Because this would be your 1, 2, 3, right? Something like this. 4, 5, and that would be your more bearish count. Right? For right now, I am not going to leave the more bearish count. I'm going to have the more opportunistic, more faith-based count. Right? Now, the problem is this could also be a 3 here. right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? There could also be that count. And we'll leave this one. And then you have the more bullish count, which I have like this, right? So there's my more bullish count right there. Litecoin XRP. Now I kind of stopped. I haven't really been looking at XRP for a while. Not looking good, right? This is your support. You know, this is your cluster. Came up in your cluster. This just does not look good. I got FOMO'd out of my, sorry, I didn't get FOMO. I got stomped out of my trade. I did make some money in this trade. I did good. I had 2 stop losses. Really, this is all Coinbase. Everything right here is Coinbase. Look at this cluster of resistance right here. Once again held. If you go back on my deeper charts, there it is. Look at all this, just this cluster right here. That, all this cluster. You just can't break through it. Came up, tried it. And listen, if Bitcoin falls, this baby is going to go deep. So I would still be looking at this just like I'd be looking at Bitcoin, no different. The only thing that can save this right here is the only thing that can save this right now is Coinbase. Is the only thing right now I feel can save it. Even with all the whales and the everything and everybody that's out there and all the projects and the stuff they got going on, I still feel they need Coinbase to step up and just accept that they're gonna freaking take their damn token. Right? That's all they got to do. Just say it. Just spit it out. All right. Now you're in this super tight wedge. This thing is probably gonna break. Where are we at here? 3 hours, brand new. This doesn't look good right here. Oops. Right? So this thing needs Coinbase, right? Hit the cluster. All right, TRX, nice move up for TRX, right? I had this A, B, C, D, E, right? I had my E to here. This E fell out perfect, landed right on this. Look at this beauty of a trend line, right? Like perfect, bing, 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 absolutely golden. Bounced off this trend line support all the way up. Now, I did expect this to bounce up just a little to here into this second trend line right here that I had coming down from the top. Right into this, just blasted right through it. Beautiful bottom right there, right? Now, this is funny because this is putting in more of a head and shoulders right here, right? This has definitely got more of a head and shoulders pattern right here. Let's see what we got. And whew, man, this thing has really got went way up there. Right, I mean, this looks like a head and shoulders more than any of the other. Meh. Yeah. Kind of. Right? And it just didn't have the oomph to get out of it. But this looks like a really nice inverted head and shoulders right there. That just didn't take off, right? So this was a really nice inverted head and shoulders. Oh. Right, but now this is doing all right. Still a bullish continuation pattern. Right? So I am hedged in a long trade on this. I've been telling everybody, listen, it's where is it at? So I am in a long trade on TRX, right? I've been in one for a long time. Where's it at? 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 So I just don't want to think people, I don't want to think, you know. So there it is. So I'm in a long trade on TRX. This was actually yesterday. You got to go back farther. Right? So I am in a long trade. There it is. I'm hedging along. So I am in a long trade here. This is bullish. But I'm not liking this. I'm going to have to come back to this and really take a look at this. Right? It wedged up into a symmetrical triangle right now. So in a symmetrical 50-50 here. So this went into a symmetrical triangle, which puts you at a 50-50 bull to bear, right? So this is going to have to be very interesting. So let's go over. I want to do now. I got to do something here. I want to get rid of all this. It's just noise right here. Okay, let me bring this up real quick. Oh, that worked out pretty damn nice. All right, take a look at that. Just slapped the, so, you know, there's your bottom. And came up, slapped the 382, got all the way up almost to the vamp fib right there. Right, so we're going to look at our new clusters of resistance right here. We're going to see this super heavy cluster of resistance. Right there, you got this little, got the 382 now. Okay. 50-50. Yeah, this is BTC, Tron to Bitcoin. Okay, Ethereum, same thing. Listen, I think Ethereum and Litecoin are the same exact thing. Right? I think they're on the same exact pattern. I think their pattern is right. So LTC and BTC, and ETH. Okay, so I still see this as, came down, didn't quite hit the trend line right here. One more tap, at least I'd like to see a tap off this trend line and then go for it. My low is still into the double digits for ETH, right? I still think double digit ETH is in play. Right, I still think double-digit ETH is in play. So we're camped right around 131 bucks right now, and you're very bearish. Your ADX chart is super bearish. You're so at the bottom on this thing. It's just crazy. All right, ADX insane low. Let me get this over on the daily. Okay, ADX. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, so you're looking for this green line down here. Right, we're looking for the green line. All right, same issue with the count here you have on BTC. You also have the same exact thing on LTC. Daily TD. Okay. There we go. Yeah, so close on this baby right here. All right, everybody. What is it? All right, everybody. So I would just like to say thank you all so much for being here. Really appreciate it. That's all I'm going to do for today. I might be back if we get some kind of a big fallout or something like that. I might be back and do a little bit of a show later on. I just wanted to kind of get in here and really just kind of help everybody out. Just a little holiday spirit here. I'm going to put this up here. All right, let me change this up. Would like to see one more and confirm a Okay, that's it. All right, thank you all so much. Really appreciate it. I might, like I said, I might come on, do a really quick update for everybody a little bit later. But for right now, things are looking good. Like I said, I still would like to see one more little peeky pokey up. I'm gonna take this off. This worked out perfect. 786. Listen, this is looking good. I just want to say one more little push up before it falls out. I feel a fallout here is not gonna fall that far, right? I feel fallout here is just not gonna fall that far, and we're gonna get something like into here, right? All right, and that's it for me and all of us at Until 1 Mil. I would like to say thank you so much. Everybody have a nice, safe, happy holiday, and I am out.